We're going to talk about React props, or props for a component. And props is short for properties. Okay, props, there's two very important things with React that you will use all the time. We haven't even talked about it once. Okay, it's called props, and the other one's called state. Okay, state is like the current state of a component. Okay, like a status. Okay, I am sick, I am hungry. That's a state of Mark Price. Okay, sick of recording all these videos. Just kidding. So that's a state, whereas properties are attributes that are read-only. So, for instance, I have hazel eyes, or I have this skin complexion. Okay, these are things that really aren't changing. They're read-only. So, an entity or a component has things that are changeable, which is state, and things that are not changeable, which are properties, which we call props. Okay. And what you do is your props come down from upper components down into lower components. They never create themselves. They always come up from above. And so if you can imagine, since we're here in our main app, and this is where we download the data for our products, we probably need to pass in data into our props. But before we create a list of products, we want to actually just demonstrate how to use a prop. So to use a prop and pass it down to a inner component, all we have to do, it's actually not too bad at all. All we have to do is say, or put the prop in here. So price. And for right now, we're just going to use actual literal strings here. So, I might say 423, and the title, I might say is, cool toy gun, and then the image URL. Let's just go find an image from the internet. Let's just type in squirt gun images. Let's do this super soaker. There we go. I'm just going to copy this URL just for fun. All right, and we're going to paste it right in here. Image URL. So all you have to do in order to work with props is literally pass them in as attributes of an HTML element. And you may have done this with other HTML elements before, like an image has a source attribute, okay? We're creating our own attributes here, but in React, they're called props. And we send it down to the component itself. So the price, the title, image URL, and these key names are very important because they're the exact key names that you'll access inside of your component. So to actually access those props, all we need to do is go into our product.js and use them. So they're already here. Even if we didn't save them anywhere, they're already here because the parent component gave it down to the child. So this image class name, let's give it a source. And it's going to be equal to this.props.image URL. So these curly braces is a special syntax, okay? It allows you to insert JavaScript in between them. And so what we're doing is we're inserting JavaScript, this.props.image.url. Now, remember, you don't see props anywhere, but they're there. They're invisible but they were passed down from the parent. So we say this.props, meaning the props of this product, .image.url. And again, it's the one that we just passed in our app.js, this image URL. And the key name is important. If you use the wrong key name, it will not find it. Okay, so that's the image source. What else do we need? Well, we need a title. So this would be... And you can use the props or the special syntax inside of the element itself or even here in the text, okay? And so for the title, this.props.title, that's what we named it. And for the price, this.props.price. Now what I would expect to see when I press save on here, I would expect that the price, where is it? There we go. I'm not even using this. Get out of here. The price is $423. It says cool toy gun, and the image URL is here. And so if you've been following along, you'll notice that it immediately worked. What? That's really cool. So can you kind of see how we could start passing data down for a list of products? Okay, we would download them, and then we would create 3 of these products. Okay, maybe some type of for loop. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'd create 3 of these products here, and then just display whatever information needs to be displayed. We have some problems though. The UI is off, and so this is what I like to do. This is my workflow: create the component, and then pass down the needed props with fake data. Okay, an image URL, put fake data in there, so you can quickly get the UI in place before you move on. And clearly, we need to do that. Our image is too big, and so I want to clean some things up before we move forward. So let's look at our product. Okay, so first things first is we're using the Bootstrap card, but we probably need to create our own CSS class for this called product. And then what we can do is in our product.css, we say .product. And what do we want to do? Well, of course, that image was really big, right? It actually made the whole card. I'll show you again. It made the whole card stretch out, and not just the image. And so we want to set a max width on our card. So what we're going to do is, well, we're just going to set a fixed width. I mean, we're going to say width is going to be equal to 20 rem. Okay, and this is just a size that I tested that I felt looked really nice. And if we go back, okay, much better, right? It's 20, but of course, now the gun is stretched, which is also a problem. So we need to do some more. Let's grab that image and make adjustments. Okay, and what we're going to do is just give it a max height of 20 rem as well. Let's just play around with it, see how it looks. It's a little bit squashed still. Dot product image. Let's make sure that I actually have this set up correctly. So we have the product and then the image inside of it. Yeah, let's make it a little bit smaller just because we can. We'll play around with this later. We could write some nice elegant code to move things around, but this isn't so much about the UI or the CSS as it is about just showing you how to do it. And I'm okay with this for now. We probably want to force this to be aspect ratio, but again, I'm not overly worried about that. That's not the point of this right here, but you can do that. So I do want to make some more padding here. I don't like the fact that it's all the way up here, and I don't think that this is something I should do from the product itself. I think if I want padding from the upper thing, it should be handled from the app. So let's look at the app.js here, and so we got this app main, and I think this is where we need to put the padding. So if I go into the app main.css, all right, let's go, where is it? App main, what I want to do is to add some padding. Let's say 35 pixels. And let's take a look at it, and that's looking good. One other thing I also noticed is we're kind of violating a rule of the Bootstrap 4 at least. We don't have a container in here. So let's go ahead and put one of those in as well too. And again, this should be handled at our app level, not at our product level. And so app main, let's see where's a good place to put it. We don't want to put it on the header, so let's put the container here. So we're going to say container space app main, and now we should be nice and far away from the edge of the screen. There we go. And that's looking good. It's coming together. So there's our product. It's fine. Add to wish list. But this is really cool, right? And if you want to see something fun, I mean, you probably did this already. We can just copy this, paste and paste, and the website, if it keeps disappearing on me, is instantly updated. See? Which I think is really cool. Now, we got a problem here as well, is these aren't really in a row. Okay? So let's get back to Bootstrap here and make a row for our products here. And so I think it makes sense inside of here to have a div. Yeah, and we're going to say class name equals row. And let's put the products in here. Okay. Now, we'll do this later, but we'll have to probably change this later. But class name equals probably call -sm-4. Let's make them take equal space on the screen. You know, there's like 3 feature products. We know Bootstrap Grid has a maximum of 12. Okay, in the columns. So we're going to paste that here, paste that here, and paste that here. And what we should see is everything lining up beautifully in our app. Oh yeah, that's coming together real nice. Awesome. Super awesome. Okay. And you know, we probably should put space in between these guys here. just to make it look a little bit nicer. I think so. Well, we can leave that off for now because we're gonna have to make changes. We're not gonna leave these in here like this, so I think there's a better way to handle that. But we've made some good progress. Okay, we've got a product showing on the screen. We've tested it out. The UI is fine. We could of course play with it a little more, but I think we're good for now. Yeah, I think we're good. So let's go ahead and call this video done. And what we want to do next is actually get our data that we already have from the server, from the API, and just shove it in here. And it's not that hard to do. So let's go ahead and do that now. Mark Price at DevSlow.